We're changing from flooded lead acid type batteries to these new AGMs. We're changing from flooded lead acid type batteries to these new AGMs. Charging profile, how much voltage the charger converter is going to push at the batteries when it's charging is different. I just spent a little time getting the inverter controls set up for the new AGM batteries. These are Magnum inverters, which are very common. From what I hear from everybody, they do get a lot more life out of AGMs, and I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that you don't have to maintain them. In the flooded lead acid, if you don't maintain them, they're not going to last very long. So we're going to go work on changing out the batteries, but before that, what we need to do is completely de-energize this coach. Before we start working on these batteries and pulling them apart, we need to do some things to make sure that they're de-energized. First, we unplug from the shore. Since we've got inverters involved and it doesn't cost anything, I shut down all of the AC circuit breakers inside as well. Then we come back to the battery compartment. We have a solar charger on this coach, and if we were to disconnect the battery load from that charger while it was still energized, it would cause a voltage spike and it would possibly damage some of the components in the motorhome. So we're going to get under here and disconnect one of the leads from the solar panel so that the charger doesn't have power anymore. We're turning off the inverters. And lastly, after all of the load is reduced, we're going to use the battery disconnect switches that this coach has and turn them off. At that point, the batteries should be isolated and safe to work with. When we're changing out batteries, like I just said, it's not very hard. But I read stories again and again and again of people who start this process, something interrupts them, and they come back to this process and can't remember how these things were wired together. So we're going to do two things today. One, just with a simple little notepad, I'm going to draw a sketch of how these things are wired, how the batteries are in, with the polarity of them, where that's at, and where the wiring and the cable goes on both of these. And then we're just going to use a cell phone and take some photos of this. If my memory fails me, I can go back to these, but if I'm smart, I'll refer to them anyway just to double check. And I'm also going to take some voltage measurements just so that I'm very familiar with how these are in here, how they're set up, and how they're working together. Okay, we're going to be doing some things for safety. One, I'm going to be wearing some gloves to protect my hands from acid. And you might be wondering what I'm doing with a garden hose out here. Well, we're dealing with acid in these batteries. And in the very, very unlikely event that we've got an acid release, a spill, or an explosion, which happens rarely, I want one of my friends here to be able to hose me down in a hurry and neutralize that acid. So we're going to keep this hose close by, and we do not plan on using it in a very remote chance, but I'd rather be prepared. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to be wrapping the metal tools with electrical tape so that if I inadvertently cross between positive and negative somewhere, that I've got a little insulation. But you'll also see some rules. I'm going to be trying to work one-handed as much as I can, so I don't get across there and lay tools down and things like that. Negative up here, positive here.
She might be able to use these straps. It might just go down on the battery. We're going to do one at a time, right?
Yeah, I'm just Well, I had my wrench there. Okay.
So
let's
if you
pull.
undo this one, I can hold on to these two, pull them over here. You can do this one.
Okay, I'm going to take this one off. So we're negative, we're positive, both positives are towards me. Really careful with this wire. That one's off.
Take that, and I'll take this.
All right. We're going to set this down.
How about that way, and then maybe Phil can pull it out that way so it...
All right. One down. We put the new one there first? And
Yeah,
we'll
you
pull this.
bet. That's what I would do.
Okay.
That way we don't get too confused here.
All right. I think you can let go. Okay. Feel tight to you?
Yep.
Okay. All right. We'll connect here before we do the interconnect.
Okay.
Got them? And watch those. Those are hot. And because they're connected to the other bank
Right.
over there.
Right.
All right. So get this guy out of my way.
Well, thank goodness they got a strap.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Get that baby started.
Come on. Okay. Spark away. Spark away.
You ready?
Yep, go ahead. Good.
I need to replace mine. I'm not liking how they're looking.
Okay. There's two, except for mounting.
Yeah, our life's in a 10 by 15 storage unit right now.
No.
It's not much, huh?
It's enough to it fit all our stuff.